Have you ever wondered about the ancestors of the peoples who shaped Europe? Those who built empires, created works of art, and influenced the world with their ideas? If curiosity intrigues you, know that the answers may lie in an unexpected place, the sacred pages of the Bible. Get ready for a fascinating journey through the ancestral origins of European nations, uncovering mysteries and surprising connections. But after all, how can the Bible guide us on this ancestral journey? And how do millennia-old texts connect with the history of nations as diverse as Germany, Italy, and Greece? The answers are found in Genesis, chapter 10, where the descendants of Noah are listed, revealing the roots of various peoples. Among them, Japheth, one of Noah's sons, is pointed out as the ancestor of the European nations. His sons, such as Javan, are considered the patriarchs of the Greeks, shedding light on the connection between the scriptures and European history. From this perspective, Europe reveals itself as the cradle of the Japhethic nations, a term that echoes Japheth's ancestral lineage. This connection is not limited to genealogy, but extends to language. The Indo-European language family, which encompasses languages such as English, German, and Russian, is also known as the Japhethic family, a testament to the lasting influence of this biblical ancestor. Biblical narratives not only trace the lineage of the European peoples, but also offer insights into their characteristics and destinies. The name Japheth, with its meanings of beauty, expansion, and multiplication, can be interpreted as a reflection of the qualities attributed to his descendants: beauty, creativity, and a spirit of expansion that led them to explore and conquer new territories. As we explore the pages of Genesis, chapter 10, we find the names of Japheth's sons: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Each of them, according to ancient interpretations, gave rise to different peoples and regions of Europe. Gomer, for example, is associated with the Celts, while Javan is considered the ancestor of the Greeks. This intricate web of connections reveals the complexity and richness of European heritage, with roots extending back to biblical times. If you're curious to learn more about how these ancestors shaped the European nations, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to ensure you don't miss the continuation of this fascinating journey. In the next part, we will unravel Japheth's genealogy and explore the connections between his descendants and the peoples of Europe. The Holy Scriptures, both in the book of Genesis, chapter 10, and in Chronicles, offer a fascinating genealogical map of the European nations, tracing their origins back to Japheth, the son of Noah. The ancient Israelites referred to the European peoples as Japhethites or Javanites, the latter specifically referring to Greece, known as Javan. By exploring Japheth's descendants, we find 7 sons whose names echo through history, revealing the roots of various cultures and civilizations. The sons of Japheth, mentioned in Genesis, chapter 10, are Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Each of them, in turn, fathered descendants who spread across Europe and beyond, giving rise to different peoples and nations. The sons of Gomer, for example, include Ashkenaz, Japheth, and Togarmah, whose connections to the Germanic and Celtic peoples are notable. The figure of Ashkenaz, son of Gomer, is particularly intriguing. Jewish tradition identifies him as the ancestor of the Germanic peoples, and to this day, Ashkenazi Jews refer to Germany and neighboring regions as Ashkenaz. This linguistic and cultural connection is a testament to the lasting influence of this ancestral lineage. Similarly, Japheth, another son of Gomer, is considered the ancestor of the Celts, a people who left an indelible mark on the history of Europe. In addition to the descendants of Gomer, we find other sons of Japheth whose connections to Europe are evident. Madai, for example, is associated with the Aryan or Iranian peoples, who settled in the region of Iran. The similarity between the terms Medes and Madai reflects the common origin of these peoples, which include the Persian Medes, Parthians, and other nations of ancient Persia. Another name that stands out in Genesis, chapter 10, verse 2, is Magog. Historical and biblical tradition associates Magog with the Scythian peoples, who inhabited the steppes of Eastern Europe and Central Asia. The mention of Magog in the Holy Scriptures serves as a reminder of the vast migrations and interconnections that shaped the history of Europe and the world. Japheth's genealogy reveals surprising connections between different European peoples. Tubal, Meshech, and Magog, for example, are considered the ancestors of the Slavic peoples, who inhabit vast regions of Eastern Europe. Historical and biblical tradition identifies Russia and Ukraine as the lands of Magog, Tubal, and Meshech, a fact that gains special relevance when we consider the apocalyptic prophecies present in the books of Daniel, Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Revelation. It is crucial to distinguish between the Germanic peoples, descendants of Ashkenaz, and the Slavic peoples, descendants of Tubal, Meshech, and Magog. Although both are white peoples of Europe, their origins and histories are distinct. Understanding these differences is essential for correctly interpreting both biblical and historical narratives. Another son of Japheth who deserves attention is Tiras, considered the ancestor of the Italian peoples. His connection to the Etruscans, one of the peoples who contributed to the formation of ancient Italy, is notable. The ancient Romans, descendants of the Etruscans and other Javanite peoples, share a common heritage with the Greeks, descendants of Javan, son of Japheth. Javan, in turn, not only gave rise to the Greeks, but also to other peoples who shared cultural and linguistic affinities with them. It is fascinating to observe the linguistic similarities between the names of Japheth's sons, despite the variations arising from the different languages spoken in the region, such as Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic. These linguistic similarities can be attributed to the event of the Tower of Babel, narrated in Genesis, chapter 11, where the diversity of languages arose as a consequence of humanity's attempt to build a tower that reached the heavens. According to biblical tradition, before the Tower of Babel, all humans spoke a single language, known as the Edomite language. This language, which is believed to have been spoken by Adam and Eve, represented the linguistic unity of humanity before the dispersion of the peoples. Today, the world is characterized by a rich linguistic diversity, with thousands of languages and dialects spoken across different regions of the planet. The linguistic diversity of the world is a reflection of humanity's rich history. Thousands of languages, each with its own trajectory, have evolved over the centuries. Modern Greek, for example, is a descendant of ancient Greek, a language that echoes through history from classical antiquity. The transformations in the structure and vocabulary of Greek over time resulted in the form we know today. Among the sons of Javan, we find Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim, each with fascinating connections to different peoples and regions. Elisha is associated with modern Greek, reinforcing the shared ancestry between the Greeks and their biblical ancestors. Another son of Javan that sparks curiosity is Tarshish, mentioned several times in the Holy Scriptures. Tarshish is considered the patriarch of the Tartessians, the first inhabitants of the Iberian Peninsula. The Portuguese and Spanish, although sharing ancestors with other Semitic and Japhetic peoples, are considered direct descendants of the Tartessians. Tarshish, son of Javan and grandson of Japheth, is an important link in the genealogy of the Iberian peoples. Kittim, another son of Javan, is associated with the island of Cyprus. The Cypriots, therefore, are considered descendants of Kittim, the fourth son of Javan. Dodanim, however, is a subject of debate among scholars. Some believe that the original name was Rodan or Doran, due to transcription errors over time. Dodanim is considered the ancestor of the Dardanians, an ancient Trojan people. The history of Japheth's and Javan's descendants is vast and complex, with numerous connections between different peoples and regions. The biblical genealogy offers a fascinating map of European ancestry, revealing the common roots that unite different cultures and civilizations. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue exploring the origins of the peoples of the world according to the Holy Scriptures, leave a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow the upcoming videos in our series, where we will explore the origins of Asian peoples and much more. See you next time.